if anybody's curious, this video is a corollary to the previous video today. Other standards. Now, I want to point out something here. Archive Today, otherwise known as archive.is or whatever extension they have to use, is a heavily censored and heavily criticized website because it means that if I, let's say, did something that really ticked off Elon Musk by quoting him verbatim, he would try to block that because it proves he actually said something. Evidence has been presented that was archives of what people posted on Facebook and Twitter and Truth Social. Not that, I honestly didn't rig this. This is not me photoshopping. But anyway, I want to point out something here. We're going to do a real quick test of how compliant is your website. So we're going to hit Control key and the letter A. Now you'll notice it highlights all of the text in the background and all the pictures themselves. Pictures themselves can be copied when you right click and copy all of this, but it'll just be copied as name of picture. Like picture of a picture of actor no one knows about. By the way, that is a very famous actor. But anyway, but I'm going to point out something. I can freely and easily, within the center of a sentence, go from the word properly to the word attribution, right click and hit copy, and this is without me needing to run any kind of tool to keep Archive Today from interfering with it. They're not stopping me. Okay, let me go here. I try to highlight my channel name. It let me do it. Here, it lets me do it from there. I can go from here, and it's stopping me. The website has partially prevented me from right-clicking and copying and pasting. Now, the usual excuse given is they're protecting someone's copyright. That's bullshit. There is no reason to do that. Disabling the highlight, copy, and paste and right-click on this is not acceptable. Now, I have combated this in the past by doing add-ons to my browser. I'm going to show you one of them. It might work or it might fail. Here's one's called Allow Right Click. Now we're going to go here. I can't highlight it, but if I right click, it lets me right click, but it disables me treating this as a section of text. If I go here, it gives me the same thing. It just acts like it was not highlighted. If I just right click the text, it says this, but it doesn't say anything other than select all. If I go here and right click, it gives me the same options. But when I try to highlight it or copy it, get ready to copy and paste, it's preventing me. Now, the excuse given again will be to prevent me from stealing someone's work. But the effect that this has is that it makes it to where you're not allowed to copy and paste when it's acceptable. Ironic on this being a video about how you're allowed to not only reuse my work somewhat, but that I almost insist that you cut and paste part of it because I was trying to highlight the citation example I'm giving. I wanted to see if it would work. I wanted to see if YouTube would screw up the case sensitivity or right-click function or whatever. I also want to point out that on this version, YouTube has chosen to screw up the URL so it doesn't work. Because YouTube is extremely aggressive about preventing you from having citations that work. So, let's try this thing. Absolute enable right-click and copy. I'm going to click the button, see if it actually brings anything up. Or it's broken, can't tell. There we go. Enable copy and absolute mode, I'm going to enable. Now, after I do that, when I do that, will it let me do this? Okay, it's not letting me do it. So I'm going to reload the page, and it'll either work or it'll fail. But the point is, YouTube and archive.is, or Archive Today, seem to be preventing me from doing what this page is intended to do. Act as a gotcha for people posting stuff they're not supposed to, like death threats, for instance. So yeah, if I go up here and highlight from here down, it lets me highlight. But when it does that, let's say I go from here, if I go down here, it wants to highlight the entire page and all the content, not part of it. And again, the excuse given is that this is to protect people from copyright infringement by preventing copy and paste from happening. Apparently, they only care about it if it's in the middle of it. Or they're doing it to aggravate you by being annoying bastards about it. I'm not going to provide any citations. I'm just doing this video about if you run a website and you do anything that interferes with the user doing what they want to on their computer, I'm going to say that you are an asshole for doing it, and that's the end of it. I don't care what your rationale was. You're just an asshole. That's it. Now, have I ever done this on any of my pages? I have a website that I have up that's mostly for my own bemusement, but because it's visible to the public, virtually all the pages have a time and date stamp on them. In fact, I think all of them did at one time. Then the website started trimming that because reasons? And also, I archived my work because it was a website that at one time wanted to erase my data because someone sent in a complaint falsely. Sounds familiar? All websites are like that. That's why even on Facebook and on Twitter, I would include my copy of the time and date stamp because I knew eventually the website would pull this bullshit and get rid of things. And I want to point out, none of this actually improves anything. It doesn't make the page load faster. It doesn't really prevent any copy and pasting because, as you can tell, it doesn't. And it doesn't prevent people from being able to steal stuff. All it does is aggravate people trying to do research. Now, I noticed, I had to put this in, the citation linkage was how to cite this video properly under Waptec Commons Access ISO 8601 attribution. It's something I just made up. It's bullshit. But in here it says, also including the links as Waptec, the time and date stamp, and then the links, or if restricted, this is an example, you do it as Waptec, the time and date stamp, and then the YouTube link and the archive is link like that so that it can't do it. This became a reference, almost like a meme, to itself. This restriction bullshit that goes on every website now, it's all of them. Yes, Truth Social does the same thing. No, it's not more free. All of these websites do this because then they either put stuff behind a paywall or demand that you get premium or just to fuck with you because of entertainment value. There is no technical reason for them to do that. It's something I've said in the past about lots of things. What that means is whatever excuse they give you has a non-technical reason, usually lawyers or just assholes, usually referred to as ordinary sadistic behavior. That's actually what psychologists call it. They consider a certain level of sadism in a person, an antisocial behavior, ordinary. Isn't that fucked up? Anyway, so again, this is an example of if you are on a website that's restricted, that's all of them, you have to put it in a form where they have no reason to censor it, or it gets censored or broken, or in this case, I don't even know what the fuck is being done there. And again, on the website I use to archive things so stuff can't disappear, it goes out of its way to fuck things up anyway. So does YouTube. They're all bastards. Anyway, thanks for listening to this rant. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And yes, that's the guy who eventually played Deadpool. I'm pretty sure. Bye.